What is going on, jig freaks? I'm Hunter Suchland with LS Lures, and today we're going to be talking about 5 essential tips to fish in dirty water this fall. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about 5 things that you absolutely have to know if you're going to be pitching a jig around this fall. You know, fall's a weird time, the weather's changing, rain's coming, the water's changing, fish are going shallow, they want to be shallow this time of year. You know, the water's cooling off, all the bait is pushing the bank, and that means those bass are going to be up there too. So if you do these 5 things, you're going to be a lot happier. You're going to catch a lot more fish and a lot bigger fish, especially when that water dirties up and those fish get up in the dirt and become super easy to catch. Alrighty boys, it's Tuesday, and if you've seen any of our Tackle Talk Tuesdays before, you know that means we've got a dang deal dropping tomorrow. And that deal is going to be, we're taking our big jig boxes, we're going from 30 bucks all the way down to $24.99. So if you're new to the channel, if you're new to jig fishing, if you just want to check out a bunch of our baits, help support the cause, get a bunch of awesome hand-tied jigs, the big jig box is the way for you. We put 7 of our top sellers in there. You can buy it as a subscription plan, so you can get a box every month and you'll stay at that price of $24.99, or you can buy it as a one-off, try a bunch of our stuff, see how you like it, see what you like, go from there. But we mix in a good variety of colors, a bunch of different styles of jigs, so you guys can become better, more confident jig anglers. And this week we're going to save you $5 on our big jig box. This deal is valid the 15th through the 17th. It ends at midnight on Friday, so be sure you check these out. Don't miss this deal. It's a great opportunity to try a bunch of different awesome jigs, especially this fall when they're eating them super good. And get out there, learn a bunch, grow that confidence, and save yourself some money. Now that the sale's out of the way, we can jump into the meat and potatoes of this video, guys. And the first step, and this is a really basic one, but it can make all the difference in the world. If you're flipping dirty water, especially this fall, you're up shallow, you have to be throwing the right color. And by the right color, I mean something black and blue or something really dark brown there. You know, it's up to you. It's your personal preference there. But if you're going to be up in the dirt where the water's dirty, those fish are in a couple inches of water, a couple feet of water and whatnot, the biggest thing and the easiest way to get yourself gypped out of a bunch of bites is by throwing a color that they just can't see. You know, you're still going to catch a couple fish if you hit them on the head, but the best way to guarantee that you maximize the absolute most bites you possibly can out of some of these areas where there's a bunch of fish or they're getting kind of beat up on is to make sure those fish can see your jig. You know, in dirty water, what you want to keep in mind is you want to throw really bright colors or you want to throw really dark colors. So something like a black and blue, our color Contusion there, it's got a little bit of chartreuse on it. It's that good black and blue. It contrasts super well. Those fish are going to be able to see it when that visibility is, you know, below 6 inches, around 6 inches, anything from a foot lower, or if the sky gets a little bit darker and it's a little bit lower light, a color like Contusion is going to be your best friend. They're able to see it, they're able to key in on it, and you don't have to worry so much anymore about, okay, I flipped that piece of wood, but what if I was just too far away or they couldn't see it really well or there's no reason for them to come and investigate, right? Like throwing a color like black and blue or Contusion here is a really great way to get around, get those fish to see your bait and get a lot more bites there. An alternative to that, and something that I really like to do a lot of the time, is throwing a dark brown jig. This is our PB&J color. It's called Jelly Brews. It's another really awesome opportunity, or another really awesome color that not a lot of guys take advantage of, okay? This is a really dark jig. This can be a really dark jig, and the beauty of this one here is I can fish in dirty water. I can throw a Tequila Sunrise trailer on it. Strike King makes a really good one in the Rage Craw in that Tequila Sunrise color. That is awesome on the back of this for dirty water. I can throw black and blue on it if I want to and get more contrast. I can throw a dark Junebug trailer. I can do whatever I want, and all of a sudden this becomes a jig that I can take in dirty water and I can fish it very effectively. They can see it, and it's a little bit different than this. You know, a lot of those fall fish get really beat up this time of year because everybody takes to the bank. They're on very obvious, easy to fish cover there. So going with something a little bit different like that Jelly Brews, it's a lot more natural. When they get up on it, you know, they can see the contrasting color of your trailer. They get up, this is a lot more natural looking jig. They're gonna eat it. So whatever you want to do, just make sure you have a jig that's dark enough for them to see it, because if you go out there and you throw something translucent or a really light green pumpkin or something like that, they're just not going to see it and you're not going to get as many bites, okay? So for really easy to catch fish, or if you just want to make sure they see it, go with Contusion. If you're around more pressured fish, or you're a little bit more skeptical, or you just like throwing something that's a little bit more natural like I do, go with that color Jelly Brews, flip it around. You guys are going to get a ton more bites, and make sure you're throwing a dark trailer on the back that's got a little bit of thump to it so they can key in on that bait. You'll catch more fish, be a lot happier camper. Alrighty boys, the second tip in this video is just going to be making sure that you're fishing the right stuff this fall. The fall is a beautiful time of year. It's a great time of year for the guys like me that like to pick up a heavy rod, throw something that's got 20-pound fluorocarbon on it, you know, put a big put a 3/8 ounce flipping jig in my hand and just go to work hitting everything that's obvious. And tip number 2 for this video is going to be just fish the obvious stuff. You know, if you guys are in a creek channel and those fish are pushing in or pushing out, or the grass is dying off in your area, or whatever it may be, the water's dropping. There's so many different factors that play into different lakes in the fall. But the biggest thing with those changing conditions and the changing factors is that some of those highest percentage areas, like the biggest laydown in a creek arm, or the only piece of wood on a bank, or the one stretch of docks in an area, you know, as those fish push shallow and as they move around and position and target bait and chase different things, sometimes just targeting the most obvious stuff is going to be your best bet, and running as much of it as possible all day is going to give you the biggest bags, because that's where the big ones are going. That's what they're going to sit on. You know, if I'm in a creek channel and all the grass is dying off and there's a couple laydowns, most of those fish are going to go to the laydowns. Like the other day I went and fished a pond that got super dirty and it was gross, right? Normally it's a really gin clear lake, the grass is really healthy, but the grass was dying off, the water looked like crap, and the only thing I could get bit on was every piece of wood in that lake and the thickest clumps of grass that were remaining. So when you guys are out there this fall, don't overcomplicate anything. Just look for the most obvious targets in those transition areas. You know, if all the grass died in an area, where are they going to go? They're going to go to the most obvious cover, okay? If they're on the move into a creek channel and there's one stretch of docks that looks really good, go fish those. You know, the biggest thing this time of year, especially with fish moving, is that grass is dying. They're going to the most obvious targets, and a lot of times those most obvious targets positioned on their routes when they go in and out of the creeks are going to hold some of the biggest dang fish. So don't overcomplicate it. Fish the really obvious stuff, the beaver huts, the laydowns, the isolated docks, whatever. Hit it all and you guys are going to catch a lot more fish. The third tip, and one of the most beautiful tips in this entire video, one of my favorite things all year long, is that if you think you're shallow in the fall, more often than not, you need to go shallower, okay? That water's cooling off, the bait fish are up shallow, and one of the easiest ways for bass to feed up, get fat, and ambush a bunch of different stuff super easily is to go sit on some of the shallowest stuff they can, because those fish, their bait fish, the stuff that they're targeting, can't go up and they can't go down. So they're trapped in that bass's world when they get really shallow. The other beautiful thing is, when the water gets this cold, they can go sit up there and they don't need as much shade, you know. They can go and they can sit against that stick. They don't have eyelids. And if their eyes are directly underneath that stick or whatever piece of cover is on the bank, and it's casting a shadow that kind of covers their eyes good enough, they're happy. So this fall, if you guys are out there and you're catching them shallow, or you're fishing shallow and you're like, man, there's some stuff up even shallower, but you know, the trolling motor's kicking up mud, I just don't know. Do not be afraid to pitch a jig over to some of those different targets. Throw a 1/4 ounce, throw something a little bit lighter that isn't as crazy, it doesn't make as big a splash, you know. Take that little light jig and flip some of that stuff that they might have an inch of water over their back. And you might look up there and say, there's no way there's gonna be a bass on that. And they are, you know, if they're gonna feed and the water's cool enough and things line up right, they're going to go sit on whatever available cover, especially in the lakes. Like I said, around here, a lot of the water drops out on a lot of our lakes. You know, they lower things down to winter pools. So when those fish are looking to feed up and they're not actively out chasing bait, you know, they want to be up on the bank, sometimes every little stick and every little twig, even if it means they're only going to have this much water over top of their back, is going to hold a fish. So take a light little pitch and jig, pitch past that target, make sure you're not spooking them or scaring them off, drag it past it, and you're going to get bit all the freaking time on some stuff that you didn't even think was possible to hold fish. You're going to catch a lot more. You're going to catch some really surprising big ones. Oh, well, in typical fashion, our lead pot just about burst into flames. So sorry about running away there. I don't really know what that was. We're gonna have to rip that sucker apart and figure out what that was, but thank God we were here and it didn't absolutely burst into flames. It just smoked a little bit out of a place where it probably shouldn't be smoking. So anyway, moral of the story on this tip, if you guys think you're shallow, go shallower. Don't be afraid to get your trolling motor up in the dirt. Stick your flip-flops or shoe up underneath that trolling motor so it gets up a little higher. And if you guys are on the bank, get in the dirt, walk really quietly, don't spook those fish off before you get there, and pitch all that stuff that nobody else is willing to get up to, because you're gonna catch a lot more fish, you're gonna have a lot better days on the water, and you're gonna catch some fish in some places that you didn't think there was any way they could be sitting there. Tip number 4, boys, is a really fun one. It's a great way to add on a couple bonus fish to the day. I'm not telling you to go run this all day long every day. This is not like a major groundbreaking thing, but tip number 4 is always have a comb bait on you. You know, in the beginning of this video, we talked about, you know, running the most obvious cover and just bouncing around and fishing where those fish are pulling up to and where they're transitioning from and whatnot, hitting all those targets that, you know, are kind of isolated, they're up in that shallow water. And one thing that you're going to kind of find when you're doing this is sometimes you'll have a lay down here, and then 30 or 40 yards down the bank, there's a dock or another lay down, you know, and okay, do I put the big motor down and just idle up there? Probably not, I'll just troll up there. But what I see a lot of guys do, you know, is they put their hands on their hips, so they get on their phone and they just put the trolling motor on and they buzz over there, and then they fish that piece of cover. And one thing that I'm a firm believer in, I think it's going to catch you a lot more fish, and I've caught a lot of fish in places that, like, they shouldn't be there, you know, but one thing that I truly believe in is having a comb bait, you know, having a bait that you can just keep wet in the water when you're going from target to target. And yes, I'm going to catch 95% of my fish today going down the bank fishing obvious targets, but a really good way to pick up, you know, a couple extra fish, or sometimes a really big one, is when you're going between targets in the fall and you're trying to be really effective, take a bait like one of our bladed jigs. We've got them in a football and a pinhead version, just different head styles, but take a bladed jig, take a spinner bait, take a buzz bait, take anything, and just make some casts. You know, if you're going down there, put the trolling motor on high and make 4, 5, 10 casts as you're on your way to that next piece of cover, because the amount of fish that you'll catch on some of those do nothing banks, that they're not supposed to be there, right? Like, on paper, the Bass Handbook says, no, there's nothing there. It's a blank bank, right? It's mud, it's whatever. But you never know when there's going to be a twig or a piece of grass or a school of bait that rolls up there that's got 1 or 2 on it. And if you just get out your phone and buzz down to that next piece of cover, you're never going to catch anything, right? But the amount of fish that I've picked up and the amount of good, like really good keepers or kickers that I've caught, when you're burning between pieces of cover flipping, you know, just pick up that bladed jig, just roll that puppy down, fish fast. You don't have to cover every inch of that bank, because most of them aren't going to have anything. But in that odd chance that there is a stick or a rock or whatever, especially some of those fish that are super beat up, they don't want to live on the docks anymore. They'll push out, they'll find a stick on a bank like that, and they'll just live on that stick. And so a really good way to pick up a couple of those fish every now and then, have a comb bait. Don't be afraid to make some casts. Don't get on your phone. Don't put your hands on your hips. Don't text your buddy or your girlfriend or whoever. Just make a couple more casts, and you would be amazed, especially in the fall, how many fish slide up onto do nothing banks, and you can pick them off with a comb bait like this. Alrighty, y'all. Tip number 5 is a really easy one again. It's not anything hard. It's not anything complicated. It's not anything that's going to take you forever to learn or implement. It's not going to cost any money. But when you're fishing dirty water, especially in the fall up shallow and these fish are getting beat up, if you have a piece of cover that you're like, man, there just has to be one on there, right? Like, it just looks too good, whether it's a clump of grass or dock or lay down or beaver pile, whatever it is, right? Don't be afraid to make as many casts as possible to that piece of cover. And I'm not talking like 3 or 4, I'm talking like 15 or 20 sometimes, because I don't know why. I don't know if it pisses the fish off. I don't know if it just has to be the absolute right angle. But when you get around some of these fish that are really beat up, or the water's dirty and they can't see, sometimes it just takes you putting your jig on every single branch or every single little tiny crevice underneath that dock to get those fish to bite. And whether it pisses them off or whether you make just the right angle, it doesn't really matter as long as you catch that fish. But the amount of times that me, the guys I know, whoever, have sat on pieces of cover in the fall, they're like, I know there's one on here. You pitch, you pitch, you pitch, you pitch, you pitch, and then you finally get that right angle and you get that big bite, and it makes all the difference in the world. Where most guys are going to go there and they're going to say, well, I pitched to it 5 times, and they leave. If you sit there and you really have that gut feeling where you're like, it just looks too good, do it. You know, it's not going to hurt anything to really break that piece of cover down, flip everything a couple times, because you never know when that second or third cast on a piece of cover is going to make, gosh, I'm worried that thing's going to blow up, make all the difference in the world. and get you that big kicker bite, cash you that check, land you your new PB, whatever it may be. So don't be afraid to be extra thorough. They can't see very well anyway. It's not like clean water where they can see your bait from 10 feet away, and if they're gonna come eat it, they're gonna come eat it. Dirty water, sometimes you just gotta hit them in the head once, twice, 3, 4 times to get them to eat it, get that perfect angle, piss them off, whatever it may be. So don't be afraid. This is the last tip, to flip everything as many times as possible, especially when there's not a lot of cover in the water. It gets them concentrated. It's a great way to get a lot more bites. Vary your retrieves up, let it sit, shake it, hop it aggressively, swim it, do whatever you have to. Just make as many casts as possible to catch those fish that you know are there. Alrighty boys, that is it for today's Tackle Talk Tuesday. We survived. Our lead pot didn't explode. It smoked a little bit, but we made it through. I really hope these tips help you guys catch more fish this fall. It's super effective. It's the best time for a shallow water, hard-headed, put your nose in the dirt kind of guy to go down the bank, catch a lot of fish, catch a lot of big fish, and catch a lot of checks, because this is the best time of year to go around and junk fish and hit everything that looks good, because more often than not, the stuff that looks the best on the bank is going to have the fish and the biggest fish, and you just got to do all those little nuanced techniques, flipping as many times as you can, switch into a darker brown jig instead of a black and blue, flipping the right colors, doing everything you possibly can to milk out a couple extra bites, because that's what makes the difference this time of year between cashing a check and not cashing a check. And some of these like really basic ones, like making sure you're throwing black and blue, making sure you're flipping the obvious cover, stuff like that, making sure you have a comb bait. It's going to make or break your day, you know, whether you catch fish or don't catch fish. So if you guys are around some dirty water this fall, make sure you implement some of these techniques. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Check out our sale on our big jig boxes. We've got the link below. Also, if you guys don't want to miss any of our sales ever, subscribe to our mailing list below. It's going to be linked right next to our website there. We kick out an email twice a week. We do one every Wednesday, letting you know what our sale is, and we do one every Saturday morning, letting you guys know what our awesome kick-ass little custom jigs that we kick out are for our Cast to Catch series. So be sure to check them out. We do some cool tackle tips on there. We do some different announcements. We link every YouTube video, every sale we've got going on, so you're not going to miss anything. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel. Everything's been going in the right direction. We've been selling a ton of jigs lately. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on Tackle Talk Tuesday.